Let's move on since Big Guard, you in the building. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened on Saturday. Yeah, you see it right there. That was the score at halftime. And I'm thinking all of us were like, really? This is what's going to happen? And then Kirk Cousins, I will give him his props, Big Guard, because you are here with us tonight on the Sports Arena. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. But you know what? The brother showed up. And like you said earlier, it wasn't just a Justin Jefferson show. He was like Oprah on Christmas. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. And you know what? They won. Took Indianapolis to overtime. Indianapolis scored 3 points from, what's up, Cortland? From the beginning of the second half till the end of the game. After you put up 33, Matt Ryan has to be the most unluckiest quarterback in the world when it comes to big leads. I'm just so Big Guard. Let me ask you, man, when you was watching this game on Saturday, and it was a 1:00 game. It was the only game on. What were your thoughts on this, man?
Well, first of all, I didn't watch the first half. I fell asleep. So, I've been dealing with a sinus infection. That's why I might sound a little different tonight. So I was heavily medicated. I was asleep. I woke up, and I believe one of the guys from Say What, Chuck, had hit me up and was like, "Man, you watching this game?" I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And first thing I seen was Ray Lynn's post talking about, with the Viking laying down and blah blah blah. But I do want to say this. It's weird how we moved the goalpost. And the reason why I say that is this. If you blow a team out, they just blowing out teams, right? They just blowing out bums. That's what people say. You play a game like this, like to come back, like you said, 33-0, that's not an easy feat, in the Super Bowl, Atlanta Falcons did it to not Atlanta Falcons, tripping. The Philadelphia, who was it?
The Patriots.
No, it was Atlanta Falcons.
Patriots did it to Matt Ryan.
Patriots did it to the Falcons.
They did it to Matt Ryan. Exactly.
Up. Right. So, that happened. I remember I might have been in high school when this happened. The Atlanta Falcons, once again, played the Minnesota Vikings, and the Minnesota Vikings were up 28-0 in the NFC Championship game. A lot of people might not remember this. This is Randy Moss. This is Chris Carter. This is Randall Cunningham, right? They're smacking the Falcons. And the Falcons came back and won with Jamal
Randall, or was it Dante Culpepper?
No, it was
Randall.
It was Randall. Okay, I was making sure. Thank you.
And they were smacking them 28-0. And next thing I know, all I see is Jamar Anderson doing the dirty bird, Tim DeWhite, and they came back and beat those guys. But people, now I'm gonna end it with this. People keep saying the Vikings ain't beating nobody. Well, I want to name a few teams that they have beaten. They beat the Packers week 1. The team that a lot of people, now y'all might say the Packers ain't good, right? A lot of people picked this team to win the division. Probably 90% of sports fans picked the Packers to win the NFC North in the beginning of the season. I see somebody shaking their head, but a lot of people did. They beat the Lions. Y'all might be saying, oh, it's the Lions. But the Lions are actually pretty good this year. They beat the Lions once. They beat the Dolphins. I don't care who the daggone quarterback was. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Commanders, who's a playoff team as of right now. They beat the Bills. You can say it's luck. You can say it's whatever you want to say. You can make as many funny faces as you want to make, John Shear. They beat the Bills. All right? It's on their resume. I don't give a dang if you worked at McDonald's for one day or ESPN for one day. It's on your resume. They beat the Patriots. Well, a lot of people are looking at it as a fringe playoff team, and they beat the Jets, who is also currently, sorry, Mama Karen Tornado, a playoff team as well. So, look, people keep saying they ain't beat nobody. But there's some other people on this panel right now that they got a team that they glorifying that ain't beating nobody either. I'm just saying.
Whoa. Hold up.
You ain't the only person on this panel,
That's a great comment. I love that comment.
No. I'm just gonna make it very clear. Every week I've come on this show, our show, the Sports Arena, and I have never.
Hey, stay in the back,
unless it was warranted. I have never bloviated about the fact that my team is first in the entire NFL. I have been very humble when it comes to that. So I'm going to tell you to watch your lips when you talk about people bloviating about their team and they ain't played nobody, okay? All I'm saying to you is this.
Yeah.
Was that the greatest comeback we've ever seen in my lifetime? Yes, it was. It was. Even more so than the 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Because I'm telling you right now, Minnesota sitting at that number 2 seed, all that is for me is just a reminder.
Oh, they won't be there for long. Don't worry about it.
Who?
Minnesota won't be at the 2 seed for long. Don't worry about it.
Where they going?
Dead.
You haven't seen that the team under them and who we play, and
I've seen, and I'm looking at the matchups. Trust me, I'm keeping an eye on where things are at because
they're gonna get their ass beat by the Lions.
We can't afford to slip. Okay, Philadelphia cannot afford to slip. I don't care what anybody says. But getting back to this subject, the comeback. This for me, and again,
who is this?
I love this.
Jamar Bell.
Who is
that?
They
allowed him to do lives.
What is it? Hold on. Hey, pull the Jamar Bell comment back up real quick. Is that the weekend? Like, who is that?
That's my new favorite. That's my new favorite person to comment section.
Let me finish this, and we're gonna get to Mike and John. When it comes to the Vikings, here's what I will say: this entire season, and Big Guard, you have always been in my grill talking about you gonna pull up when I don't mention that
and
man's
I still
name.
might need to.
Pull up.
That's fine. Come on. But what I'm telling you is this: for this moment, and I will be a prisoner of the moment. I will give you my knee-jerk reaction. He showed me something on Saturday, and I am honestly going to sit here and say to you, for this moment, Kirk Cousins has earned my respect. Now, how long that lasts? I got to admit, what he did on Saturday, I do like it. Let me go to John Scheer.
No, Mike looks like he has something to say.
No, go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Are we all taking crazy pills? Did we not see the first half of this game? Does anybody know what the plus minus is on the Vikings this year? Look at all the teams with great records and look at their plus minuses. Because Raylan brought this up, I believe, last week. All the teams with top tier records have great plus minuses. And then there's one team. It's like whenever you look at that lineup and the clown is in the middle of the lineup with the military guys, and that clown is the Minnesota Vikings amongst the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles and all them teams. That's the Minnesota Vikings. Everybody else has great plus minus in their, in their points scored against their points against, except the Minnesota Vikings, because the Minnesota Vikings are frauds. You have these I said it the other day when they're down 33-0. You have all of these miracle comebacks. You got to have all these crazy things go your way. You can't live that way in the NFL. Like, you can't live. There's no reason, Tyree, that you should be down 33-0 in the first place to a Jeff Saturday-led team. You're at home on a Saturday at 1:00. Everybody's watching. The world's watching. It's the only game. You're down 33-0. Are we just going to forget that happened? Like, are we forgetting that?
So my question is this, though. Are we going to forget
the Cowboys plus minus versus the Vikings plus minus?
And plus minus means what?
It means a lot.
Because I guarantee you, if we play Dallas in the first round, it's over for them. So that plus minus don't mean jack.
Matters.
Mike,
that plus minus don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing. It means
I guarantee you, it don't mean
right
nothing.
There, even with them.
Because if we see it,
Ty. Hold on. Want to know the funny thing? As John's yapping his mouth, and Raylan's right, because Minnesota is +2 on the season. But you want to know the funny thing? They doubled up the Dolphins, who are +1. So that's right. If it is everything, boom.
Are we an 11-win team?
No, you talked.
No, you're going to talk about my team. I mean,
wait. No, it doesn't matter. You can wait. You were talking about that. So the Vikings, yes, to this conversation, you're right. +2 ain't great. But I look at the win column. I don't care if you win by 1. I don't care if you win by 50. It's the NFL. And to Ray Lynn's peak performance show, Patrick Mahomes, the Texans forced overtime with the Chiefs. Well, everybody making excuses? Because, Eric, we talked about this. Lovie Smith has that defense playing out of their minds. He has 2 rookies starting in the secondary. 2 in the secondary that are absolutely balling out. The Texans forced overtime with the Chiefs. And if they got any semblance of if they had Kirk Cousins as a quarterback, and Eric, I'm not doing this to pick on you, they'd probably win that game in overtime. instead of playing rotating quarterback. That Texans defense is nasty. But for Minnesota, yeah, they probably should have been down 33-0. And at the same time, yes, you look, and it's 4 quarters, John. So, right, the first half was terrible. The second half was a lot better for them. And I'm going to say this, Dalvin Cook on that screen pass. Look, we can say everything about Matt Ryan quarterbacks, like and Raylan says it all the time. They get win-losses should not be a quarterback stat. It's not Matt Ryan's damn fault. Nobody can tackle on a screen, Eric. You saw that run by Dalvin Cook. Now, we agree he's probably the most violent runner in the game. Right behind Derrick Henry. I'm just saying he's probably a little quicker than Derrick Henry, different body type. That play was absolutely dog crap by the Colts defense. But if Minnesota's +2 and they're in first place and they're division champs, rock on. They're just winning games to race.
I just want to say something. I just want to say something.
Big Guard, final point. We got 15 seconds. We got to keep moving.
Hey, look, only one person on this screen team has lost the last 3 weeks in a row. Take it to the next topic.